thing, this doctor just went like, the view is blurry. He can't see anything. He does not understand what's going on. That he can't see anything. In my head, I was like, okay. I was not even disturbed. I was not bothered. I was like, maybe it's people's machine or it's you. I don't know what you're doing. God forgive me. I said I don't know what you're doing. So I was not disturbed. And then he continued again. And hello everyone, it's your girl, God's girl, the lady evangelist here again. If you're new here, welcome to my channel and you can kindly subscribe now. Yes. So today I'm going to be diving straight right into my story. Like I said in my last video, that this platform is to share God's faithfulness, to share God's goodness, my own personal story. Yes, my personal story. So today I'm going to be going straight right into my story. But before then, I'm going to be sharing my story in parts, in episodes. I definitely cannot share the entire story in one video. So on today's episode, I'm going to be sharing part 1 of my story. And I decided to tag this part 1 before the storm. So let's get right into the story. It all started in 2021 December. Yes, 2021 December. And the very first thing I noticed was a chest pain. Just a mild pain. It wasn't a chronic chest pain, right? So I didn't really take it that serious. I didn't even complain to anyone, as that's the first time I realized. But then gradually I realized that the pain graduated to like shortness of breath. Yes, when I walk a particular long distance, I get short of breath, and then the chest pain too will be there. And at the point I realized that the pain would move from my chest to my shoulders to my neck at times, and then to my back. And at this point, I think I told my sister about it. I complained to my sister, then I told my brother. My brother is a medical doctor, that's my sister's husband. So I told him about it, and they were like, I should probably see a doctor. I should tell mommy, and then I should tell my mom, and then I should see a doctor. So I said, okay, no problem. That was as at December 2021. But since the pain was not something that was stopping me from doing anything, and then I felt like maybe it was triggered by ulcer, because I was treating ulcer way before then. So I thought it was triggered by ulcer, so I didn't take it serious, and we didn't see a doctor immediately. So fast forward to 2022 January. That was like middle of January, so to say. I had a test in school, CBT test. For people that know Unilorin well, I think I was in 200 level second semester, yes. So I stay inside school, private hostel. So if you know Queen's Hostel, Las Vegas, that was where I was staying. So I had CBT that day. I think it was a test, but I can't remember if it was GNS or GSC. I can't remember the particular one, but it was one of the two. So I had to walk from my hostel to our hostel. For people that know Unilorin very well, I had to walk from my hostel, Queen's Hostel, to our hostel to meet up with my friend. And then we moved from our to Faculty of Law, that's our faculty, to meet up with our other friends. And then it was 4 of us. Yes, 4 of us. So we moved from Faculty of Law. We decided that there was no need to take care or anything, that we can just walk from our faculty to the CBT center. So we decided to trek, like I said. And then halfway into trekking, I realized that I was getting tired. My chest was paining me. It felt like my chest was heavy, like there was this heavy kind of, I don't know how to explain it, on my chest. And I was somehow short of breath. So I think I mentioned it to my friends also, but I just felt like, okay, it will go away, right? So I went in for the test. We finished with our test. We came out. And by the time we came out, I was so tired. I think I told my friends that day that, well, let's just take keke. I'm not sure if I can walk back against faculty then to my hostel. And so let's just take keke. So we took keke and we went back. And then I think when I got back to hostel, I'm not sure if I called my mom and complained to her, or I waited till weekend when I came home. But I eventually complained to my mom, and then I told her that I've been having this chest pain, and I explained everything to her. And then my mom was like, okay, we should see a doctor. And then I think the following week, we went to the hospital together at UITH. My mom works in UITH, she's a nurse. So it was easy. So we booked an appointment with a doctor. I don't know it was just a general medicine or something. I don't know what they call it, sharp. So we booked an appointment with the doctor. I went to see the doctor, and when I got to the doctor's place, you know, the way doctors would try to ask you questions to get to the root of the issue. So it was a female doctor, and then she asked me so many questions just to get to know what is going on. And then she was like, okay, let's just check your vitals. And I said, no problem. So she checked, and she checked my blood pressure, and that was where the problem started from. After checking my blood pressure, she gave me this look of, I don't know how I'm going to like show that look, but she gave me one particular look of like shock. I know. And then she was like, how old did you say you were again? And then I told her my age. And then she was like, ha, that is blood pressure is high. That is very, very high. For my age, I think it was a 150/90. Yes, I think it was 150/90. And she was like, this BP is very high. Oh. She was like, it was more like she was scared on my behalf. And then she started questioning me, do I have any history of anything? I was like, just sad. I don't have any medical history or anything. She was like, what of family? What of my dad? I was like, my dad is late. So she was like, your dad died of what, if you don't mind? I was like, my dad died of cancer. And she was like, okay, that is not related to having a IPP or anything. She tried to like get if there was anything before, and I was like, no. And then she asked questions about school. She was like, what do you do? I was like, I'm a student. She was like, a student of where? I said, Unilore. And she was like, okay, maybe it can be due to stress and all like that. And I was like, okay, I just actually finished a test. And so probably that's the reason. So she was like, okay, that could be the reason. But that she would want me to run some tests, do a scan, and then still come back that same week to monitor my blood pressure, and then we would know where to go from there. So I was like, no problem. So she wrote out the scan and test that she would want me to do. And then I went back to my mom, told her about it. And immediately, I think that same day, we did the blood test. I think it was like a full blood count or something. So we did the test that day. And then the results came out later in the week. The results came out fine. So there was no issue with that. So I was to do a scan. And the scan is called ECG. Yes, so I went ahead, I did ECG. There was no issue with the ECG too. And then I went back that same week to check my blood pressure. And it had reduced a bit, so I think like 130 something. I can't remember the figures now. And I saw a different doctor. And then the doctor was like, there's no cause for alarm since the ECG came out well, the blood test we did came out well too, that so there's really no issue or anything, that the pain can actually be triggered by the ulcer I was treating before. And then I was like, okay, no problem. And that was it. They didn't place me on any drug or any precautionary measures, so to say. But since we just felt like, okay, it was still the ulcer that was like that was leading to the chest pain and all. So I just continued with using drugs that I used to use for ulcer. So I just continued using the drugs for ulcer, like omeprazole, antacids like Gestid, Gascol and all likes like that. And that was how I continued treating the ulcer, because since we had seen a doctor already, we had done tests and a scan, and there was nothing to be worried about. We just felt it was the ulcer. So I continued treating ulcer and all. 2022, there are times when the pain would come, the chest pain would come, like I explained. At times it can be for like a day, at times it would last for like a week, thereabouts. But then it didn't used to stop me really from doing anything. And I used to be a baker. I used to bake. So like it was like back to back, back to back. There are times when I was to come home from school, from class, come home, come and bake and all. So I was active. So there was really no issue. And then there are times when if I'm probably not eating, maybe I'm eating my first meal of the day around like 12 p.m., 1 p.m., the pain can start. So at that point, it makes so much sense that it was actually probably the ulcer, right? So, like I said, I just continued treating ulcer. I was not placed on any medication, not even for the blood pressure that was high or anything. It was just the ulcer, and that was how I continued living throughout 2022. Then fast forward to 2023. I think that was around March 2023. I had the pain again, and we were given a break in school. I don't know, was it a break or one election, something like that? I can't remember, sharp. So I decided to go back again, do the regular checkup again to be sure that there's actually really nothing other than the ulcer or anything. And then because I also realized that whenever this chest pain comes, I don't have stomach pain. And I mean, ulcer pain should at least start from like stomach pain and all. I used to have the stomach pain before, but with this particular chest pain, there was no stomach pain. So it was kind of scary that what can be going on. So I went back again in 2023 March. Like I said, I saw this time around, my brother advised that I should see a cardiologist. Yes, I should see a cardiologist, and I should probably run some tests again and scans to be sure that it wasn't my heart that was acting funny or anything. So I went to the hospital again. I saw a cardiologist this time around. Like I said, the last time I went, it was just, I think, a general, like, I don't know, that I saw. It was not a cardiologist. But since it was like my chest, so I went and I saw a cardiologist this time around. I did the blood test again. The blood test came out normal, no abnormal issue or anything. And then this time around, I was asked to do the ECG again and then do ECG and echo scan. So I did the ECG. The ECG was okay. I went in for my echo scan. The echo scan was okay, and the doctor ruled out any issue with the heart or anything, and said my heart was doing very well, that there was no issue whatsoever. So I mean, that was a relief, right? But that particular day, I did a consultation with the doctor, and we actually talked for a long period of time, because the doctor asked, do I drink, do I smoke? I said no, I don't do any of that. And then he asked questions just to be sure. And then because my blood pressure was still on the high side, so he wanted to be sure what could be causing my blood pressure to be on the high side and not dropping or anything. So he asked questions and all, and then I answered. And as at that point, 2022, there was a strike in 2022. Yes, if I remember clearly, there was a strike in 2022 that was for like a period of 6 months, if not more. I really cannot remember now, or 9 months thereabout. So I added weight during that strike. And when I went back in 2023 for this checkup, I think I was weighing around 80 kg already at that point. So my doctor was like, he would advise that I don't add any weight again. There is that I maintain that 80 kg, or I try to come down a bit and then manage that weight, because it's not advisable to be on the big side and then have a high blood pressure. So I was like, okay, no problem. And then it was like, I should just live a healthy lifestyle. Anytime the pain comes again, I should use paracetamol. I was like, paracetamol in my head. Like, do you know the kind of pain I'm explaining? What will paracetamol do? I eventually realized what paracetamol can do later, but that will be my other video. So that was it. And then I decided I was going to start a healthy lifestyle from that moment. I told my sister and my brother about it, and then my sister tried to make some research. She went on Instagram. I think she saw a coach or something. I can't remember that. And then she came across this person's page on Instagram, and then the person deals with helping people to like control their blood pressure, weight, and all. And then she advised that losing weight would actually help your blood pressure and all. And then she mentioned intermittent fasting and all. So that was how I decided to start Fit Farm. I started Fit Farm journey in 2023. Yes, like I said, I was weighing 80 kg. So I started Fit Farm just to reduce my weight and be on the safe side because of my blood pressure and all. So I think I started Fit Farm in May, June 2023. I started with intermittent fasting. Oh, I was serious with my Fit Farm. I used to be an addict, soda addict. Should I say I used to be, because presently now I abuse soda, so to say. So then I had to stop taking anything soda, drinks generally, just to be serious with my Fit Farm. And it was working. I think by July 2023, I had reduced to like 70 kg coming around. And I was also monitoring my blood pressure during this period. And it was actually reducing. So I felt like, okay, Fit Farm is working. Let's continue. So I think I continued from 70 kg to, I think, 65 kg thereabout. That people were even shouting, Esther, why you reduced though? It's only your head that is remaining on your body, blah, 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 blah. But maybe it's me that know the reason why I'm doing Fit Farm. So leave me alone. Let me do my Fit Farm. So I think when I got to like 65 kg, I was relaxed a bit. I didn't really do Fit Farm again because I felt like, okay, my BP was within normal range. I could control it and all. So I continued living that way 2023. And then fast forward to 2024. Yes, 2024. April. Yes, April to be precise. I had this pain again. It started on a Sunday and it was serious this time around. I came back from church, had my first meal of the day, and I felt if I should go and sleep, use paracetamol, use the ulcer drugs and all, by the time I wake up, it would get better and I would feel better. I went to sleep that Sunday, woke up back, I was still uncomfortable. My chest was heavy. I was having this pain and it wasn't even funny. So I complained to my sister and my brother again. I told my mom again, and then my brother was like, he is not comfortable with this pain, that I should go back to the hospital again. If possible, see a different cardiologist this time around and complain about the pain and probably do the test and scans again to be sure. Me, I said no, I was not going back because one, I was tired of the procedures and everything. I was tired of doing this test repeatedly and they will not say anything. So what's the point going back again? I will do scan, do test, they will choke me, needle. Oh God. It was a lot because every time I had to go and do those blood tests, they'll be looking for vein and you see this vein issue. I'm not even going to talk about it now. I'm going to talk about it in my other videos. I suffered. God. So they have to be looking for my vein and all to draw blood out. And I was like, I told my sister, I said, I'm not going back. And school was resuming that week. So I was like, I'm going back to school. I'm going back to hostel. So I'm not going back. Anything else that to happen. But I think I had a conversation with my sister and was like, should be someone that is alive that will continue school, blah, blah, blah. So it's better I go and run the test again, see a different doctor this time around, a different cardiologist, and be sure of what is going on. So I agreed. Tuesday that week, I followed my mom to work. In fact, I wore my faculty wear because I had a class that same day, and it was the very first class of the semester. And the lecturer that was coming is a lecturer that you must not miss, our first class of the semester. So I told them that I will see the doctor, but I must still go for this class. I cannot miss this class. So I wore my faculty wear to see the doctor, and then I went on a Tuesday morning. So when I got there, luckily for me, it was a different doctor, a different cardiologist from the cardiologist I saw the previous year. So I saw this doctor. He tried to go through my folder, my history, and all. Since I told him that I've been having the pain since 2021, and I've been coming to the hospital for tests, scans, checkup, and all. So he decided to check my vitals again, and then when he checked, My BP was still on the high side. My BP was like a 150 100 that day. And doctor was like, what is going on? This BP has been on the high side since 2021. And then I told him that he actually got better at the point when I was doing fit farm. And I was like, I didn't really take it to heart like that, that what can really be going on. So he was like, and they didn't place me on any medication since then. I was like, no, they didn't place me on any medication for blood pressure and all. So the doctor was like, the very first thing he's going to do is going to place me on medications to control the BP first. And that he wants me to like run the blood test again, do the scans again. And then I was like, sir, I did this thing like almost a year ago. It was like, it doesn't mean because a lot can happen in 1 year. And I was like, so you people mean I have to go through this process again, can't do blood tests, they will chook me needle again, be looking for my vein, go and be doing ECG and echo again. No, actually the part of having to open up, do all the scans. I was not interested. But I didn't have a choice. I'm here already. I have to go and do it. So the doctor wrote out the blood test for me, the scan, and then he wrote out medications. So he wrote out medications to control blood pressure, and then he still gave me medications for ulcer. Since they can't find anything tangible as at then, they still felt okay, maybe the ulcer could still be a contributing factor. So he gave me drugs for blood pressure, gave me drugs for ulcer, and then I went back to meet my mom. We did the I'm not even sure I did the blood test that day because I said I was going for a class and that class was important to me. So I think I left. I borrowed my mom's car. Then I went from UITH, went to Unilorin, attended my class, and then I left and then I went back to UITH to meet my mom because we were going to go back home together. I could not go back to hostel that week. So I think when I got back to UITH, it was like closing hour or something. So I couldn't do anything that day. So the next day was a Wednesday. I followed my mom to work just to run the test and all. So I think I did the blood test that day, like a full blood count or something again. I did it that day. And on, was it the same day I did the ECG? Yes, I think I did ECG that same day. So I could not do echo on that Wednesday. And then they booked me for Friday. It's Friday, that same week, that I should come back and do echo on that Friday. And by then the blood test would have been out with the blood test will be out, and then the ECG results too will be out by that Friday. Or was it? I don't know, I can't remember the details. So Wednesday, Thursday passed. That Wednesday, or was it Thursday, I still went to my tailor's place to do fittings and get my outfit because I had a wedding that weekend and I was a CBM chief bridesmaid. So I was planning to attend the wedding and I was still doing all these scans and all. But the wedding was always in my mind because all these other people are telling me to go and be doing. It's not there. So I went for fittings, I was okay, did my fittings, collected my clothes, went back home. I was booked for echo on Friday. And I think my mom was not even on duty on that Friday, but we had to go to UITH and just do it. So before leaving the house, I already packed my box because I was going to head over to the bride's place that same Friday. So I already packed my box and I was like, "Coach, just let me go to the hospital, do my scan, come back, get my box, and then I would head over to the bride's place with one of my sisters." So I went with my mom to UITH. We got there that morning and they were attending to some people that were there already before me. But somehow they tried to slot me in. And then I entered, met the doctors, and they were even rushing. So let's just do what we do and get it over with. This is not my first time. So I got on the couch, they started, and 2 minutes in, the doctors were not saying anything. No, just do your thing and let me stand up and go. 5 minutes in, this doctor just went like, the view is blurry, he can't see anything, he does not understand what's going on, that he can't see anything. In my head, I was like, okay. I was not even disturbed, I was not bothered. I was like, maybe it's people's machine or it's you. I don't know what you're doing. God forgive me. I said I don't know what you're doing. So I was not disturbed. And then they continued again. And it was like, this view is blurry. Oh. You cannot see the art. I was like, you cannot see the art. But what are you saying? I beg you. And then they took the light. Nigeria. They took the light and they could not continue. So I had to step out. They said they were going to try and switch on the gen or something. Mm. More than 5, 6 hours or so, we were there. They could not put on the gen, lights did not come back. So my own manager just had to sit down. And when it was close to closing hour, we were like, well, let's just go back home and come back on Monday and do this. Especially because me, I still had to go home, pick up my box, pick up one of my sisters, and then head over to the bride's place. So I was like, I don't have time to sit down here and be wasting. We'll just come back on Monday and then do it. So my mom and I left. And when we got to the gate, one of the staffs that were working in that particular ward told my mom that they've still on the gen back home, that we should go back and just do what we'll do today instead of coming back on Monday again. And since we were just by the gates, my mom and I said, let's just go back, do it, and that was it. So my mom turned, we went back. We got there. Initially I got back there, they just even finished doing for someone. So I got back on the couch again, and it was a different doctor that actually came around. A different doctor came around this time and checked. And then he started the process again. And he was saying the exact same thing, that the view was blurry. I think this was the point where I actually started getting worried that what is going on. Because now it means that it is not their machine, because he just finished doing for someone and there was no issue. And it's a different doctor again, so what is going on? And then this doctor was just like, the view is blurry, he can't see anything, he can't view the art. And then he told me to stand up, come to another room, and then he did something with stethoscope to check the chest and all. I can't remember what they call it now. Sha. He sha did it, and he was like, he's not comfortable with what he is hearing, a particular sound or something, that he is not comfortable with what he's hearing. That, but I should come inside. We should try again and see. So he tried again with the machine, and the view was still blurry. He couldn't see anything, and I was like, what is going on at this point? So he told me to stand up. Then called my mom in, and then told my mom that, can we do an x-ray? My mom said, okay, no problem. And then it was like, we can get it done over the weekend, and then we'll bring the results on Monday. That I don't even need to come with my mom can just bring the results to him, and then whatever they need to do from there, we would know. And we're like, okay, no problem. I was even that, because I was like, you will not delay me further here. And I was worried, but I was not so worried at that point, right? Actually, because like I said, it was wedding that was on my own mind. It was wedding, and now I was going to get out of that place and just do everything I needed to do that day that was on my mind. So before we knew it, the doctor was just like, matron, that was to my mom, that what can we go and do the x-ray now that he doesn't want it to wait over the weekend? I was like, this sense of urgency is serious, so what's going on? And then it was like, there's a private center in the hospital, Prestview, that we should just go there, that they should still be there by that time, because it was actually getting late already, that we should go and do it, that he's going to wait for us, because we were actually closing and leaving already. That so he would wait for us, we should go and do it, come back with the film. We should tell them to give us the film, that the doctor needs it immediately. So my mom and I were like, okay, no problem. And then we left. We went to do the x-ray. I got there, we paid, and I entered. And I did what I needed to do. Immediately I was done, the radiographer came to my side and was like, have you ever had an accident before? I looked at him like, what's your own? Why are you asking? But I decided not to be, I don't know. I should answer him. I was like, no. He was like, am I sure? Or have I had any heavy impact on my chest, like a blow, anything that could have injured my chest or something? I was like, no. And that was when I knew that, okay, something is up. I mean, I'm smiling now, but then it was not even funny, because I was like, what's going on? Cardio people said view was blurry. They could not see anything. Now I came to do X-ray. You're asking me questions like, have I ever had an accident before? Blah blah blah. To me, Seth, I felt like that radiographer was unprofessional because you could have allowed me to like collect my film, go to my doctor, and let my doctor be done to ask me questions. Because when you've asked me questions, they're already suggesting that something is wrong, and I'm already worried even before getting to my doctor. So I came out. I didn't even tell my mom anything. I didn't tell my mom that the radiographer said this or that. So we waited to collect the film, and then when it was ready, we collected it and we headed back to the doctor's place. And he actually waited for us. Like he said, when we got back to his place, he collected the film, removed it from the jacket, looked at it. Oh God, please let me laugh. Because if only I knew what was coming for me at this point. So we got the film, checked it, and the way he even replied was like, hey, I said it. This is what your daughter. I was like, what's going on? And then he dropped the bomb. But I'm not going to be saying it in this video. So if you want to get to know what it was, kindly subscribe now. Turn on your notification so that when I drop my next video, you would know and you will get to know what it was. So today, this brings me to the end of my video for today, and I'll be continuing in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly like, drop your comments, and share this video. Bye. See you in my next video.